Have you ever felt that life has a strange way of balancing itself out? After a string of incredible luck, something small goes wrong, almost as if the universe is saying, "All right, that's enough fun for now." Or, when you're at your lowest, a small, unexpected good thing happens, giving you just enough hope to keep going. This idea of a cosmic balance, that good and bad things must somehow even out, is a deeply human feeling. It's not a physical law like gravity, but a powerful psychological one we use to make sense of the chaotic world around us. So, is there any truth to it, or is it just a story we tell ourselves? Today, let's explore the fascinating idea of cosmic balance, from the science of our minds to the wisdom of ancient cultures. Let's start with our own brains. Psychologists have a few concepts that explain why we perceive this balance. First up is hedonic adaptation, sometimes called the hedonic treadmill. Imagine you win the lottery, you'd be ecstatic, right? But studies show that after an initial spike in happiness, lottery winners eventually return to their previous level of happiness. The same thing happens with negative events. We adapt. Our emotional baseline is surprisingly stable. It's like an internal thermostat for happiness. No matter how high the joy or how low the sorrow, our minds work to bring us back to our personal normal. This constant return to our baseline can feel like an external force balancing the scales of our emotions, when it's actually our own psychology at work. Next, we have a statistical concept called regression to the mean. It sounds complicated, but the idea is simple. In any series of random events, extreme outcomes tend to be followed by more average ones. Think about a basketball player who has an amazing game, scoring way above their average. Statistically, their next game is likely to be closer to their usual performance. It's not because they're due for a bad game, it's just the nature of randomness. When we experience a streak of exceptionally good or bad luck, it's statistically probable that things will soon return to a more average state. We interpret this statistical inevitability as the universe enforcing balance. It's not cosmic justice, it's just math. And finally, there's confirmation bias. This is our brain's tendency to notice and remember information that confirms what we already believe. If you believe in a cosmic balance, you'll pay special attention to situations that seem to prove it. You'll remember the time you found a $20 bill right after getting a parking ticket, but you lines likely forget all the times you got a ticket and nothing good happened, or all the times you found money for no reason at all. Our minds are like detectives, but they're looking for clues to prove a case they've already decided on. We actively filter reality to fit the narrative of a balanced universe, making the belief a self-fulfilling prophecy in our minds. But this idea isn't just a modern psychological quirk. It's a cornerstone of ancient philosophy. Taoism, for instance, is built on the concept of duality. The famous yin and yang symbol isn't about good versus evil. It's about the interconnectedness of seemingly opposite forces, light and dark, chaos and order, feminine and masculine. Each contains the seed of the other. The philosophy teaches that harmony is found not by eliminating one for the other, but by understanding their dynamic interplay. Life is a constant flow and a state of flux. To be too much of one thing is to be out of balance. True wisdom lies in navigating the dance between these opposites, understanding that without the valleys, you could never appreciate the peaks. This isn't about an external force balancing our lives, but an internal wisdom about how to live in a world of constant change. This theme of balance echoes across cultures and throughout history. In ancient Greece, they spoke of hubris and nemesis. Hubris was excessive pride or arrogance, often shown by mortals who thought they were better than the gods. Nemesis was the goddess of retribution who would bring down the proud, restoring order. It was a moral and cosmic law. If you fly too high, you will inevitably be brought back down to earth. This narrative served as a powerful social tool, encouraging humility and discouraging people from overstepping their bounds. It was a warning that the universe itself has a vested interest in maintaining equilibrium. In Eastern philosophies like Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism, we find the concepts of karma and dharma. Karma is often simplified in the West as what goes around, comes around, but it's more nuanced. It's an ethical ledger, the sum of a person's actions and their consequences in this life and the next. Dharma is one's cosmic duty or righteous path. By living in accordance with Dharma, one generates good karma, the universe isn't just balancing good and bad luck. It's maintaining a moral balance. Every action sends a ripple out into the cosmos, and that energy eventually returns. This belief provides a strong ethical framework, suggesting our choices have cosmic significance and that ultimate justice is inescapable. Travel to the Middle East and parts of the Mediterranean, and you'll encounter the belief in the evil eye, or nazar. The idea is that excessive praise or envy from others can attract misfortune, disrupting a person's good fortune. The famous blue eye amulets are worn to deflect this negative energy and maintain a state of social and spiritual equilibrium. This belief isn't necessarily about punishing the successful person, but about protecting them from the imbalances caused by strong emotions like jealousy. It's a cultural recognition that good fortune can make you a target, and that balance must be actively protected. Even the fierce Vikings had their own version of this cosmic law. In Norse mythology, there was the concept of word, which is often translated as fate or destiny, but word wasn't a straight line. It was more like a complex web, woven by the Norns, 3 female beings who controlled the destiny of gods and men. Every action a person took would send vibrations along the threads of this web, affecting everything and everyone else. An individual's fate was interconnected with the fate of their community and the world. This idea promoted a sense of responsibility. You couldn't just act for yourself, because your choices were inextricably linked to the balance of the entire web. So, what can we take away from all of this? Whether we see it through the lens of psychology, philosophy, or ancient myth, the idea of a law of balance serves a vital human need. It helps us manage our expectations. When things are going great, it reminds us to stay humble and be prepared for change. It keeps us from becoming too complacent, and more importantly, when we're going through a difficult time, it offers a powerful glimmer of hope. It's the belief that this too shall pass, that suffering is not a permanent state, and that the scales will eventually tip back in our favor. This belief transforms the random chaos of life into a meaningful story. It gives us a sense of order and justice in a world that often feels unfair. It assures us that there's a larger pattern at play, even when we can't see it. While there may not be a literal cosmic accountant keeping a tally of our good and bad days, the law of balance is a psychological truth that helps us navigate the highs and lows of our journey with grace, resilience, and hope. It's a testament to our enduring need to find meaning and equilibrium in the beautiful, unpredictable dance of life. Thanks for watching. If you found this exploration interesting, please like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the ideas that shape our world. See you next time. Ever feel like the universe has a weird sense of humor? You get a big win, and suddenly your car won't start. Or you're having a terrible week, and then you find a $20 bill on the sidewalk. It's almost like there's a cosmic law of balance, making sure things never get too good or too bad. But is this real, or is it just something our brains made up to make sense of the chaos? Let's dive into the fascinating idea of cosmic balance. At its core, this feeling isn't about some invisible force pulling strings. It's deeply rooted in our psychology. Think of it like this: our happiness has a kind of default setting. Scientists call this hedonic adaptation. Imagine your happiness is like the water level in a glass. When something great happens, like getting a promotion, the water level shoots up. You feel amazing. But over time, that excitement fades, and the water level slowly returns to where it started. The new salary and title become your new normal. The same thing happens with bad events. A tough breakup feels like the end of the world, but eventually, the pain lessens, and you find your emotional footing again. We adapt. Our brains are wired to bring us back to our baseline, creating the illusion of an external force balancing the scales. Then there's a statistical phenomenon called regression to the mean. It sounds complicated, but the idea is simple. Imagine you're a basketball player. One day, you're on fire, sinking every shot. It's an exceptional performance. Statistically, your next game is more likely to be closer to your average, not another perfect game. It's not because the universe is punishing your success. It's just that extreme events, both good and bad, are rare. Most of the time, things hover around the average. So when an unusually lucky streak ends, it feels like a correction, a balancing act. But really, it's just things returning to normal. It's the natural ebb and flow of probability, not a cosmic referee blowing the whistle. And finally, our brains love to find patterns, even where there are none. This is confirmation bias. Once we start believing in a law of balance, we actively look for evidence to support it. When something good is followed by something bad, our brain screams, "See, I told you so, balance." But we conveniently ignore all the times when two good things happened in a row, or when a bad day was just a bad day. We're like detectives cherry-picking clues that fit our favorite theory, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. We build this narrative of balance because it helps us explain the unpredictable nature of life. These psychological tendencies, hedonic adaptation, regression to the mean, and confirmation bias work together to create a powerful, convincing illusion of a universe that's constantly keeping score. But this idea of balance isn't just a modern psychological quirk. It's a concept that has echoed through philosophy for centuries. Take Taoism, for instance. At its heart is the concept of yin and yang. This isn't about good versus evil. It's about the interconnectedness of seemingly opposite forces. Think of light and shadow, day and night, expansion and contraction. One cannot exist without the other. They are two halves of the same whole, constantly flowing into each other. The famous symbol shows a bit of yin within yang and a bit of yang within yin, reminding us that even in the darkest moments, there is a seed of light, and in times of great joy, there is a hint of stillness. Taoism teaches that wisdom lies not in chasing endless good fortune, but in understanding and embracing this natural, cyclical flow. It's about finding harmony within the dynamic dance of opposites, not trying to win a cosmic game. This deep-seated need to find balance is a thread woven through the fabric of human culture all over the world. Each civilization has developed its own language to describe this universal feeling. In ancient Greece, they told stories of hubris and nemesis. Hubris was the dangerous pride and arrogance that came from excessive success or power. Mortals who displayed hubris were seen as challenging the gods, upsetting the natural order. And the response was always Nemesis, the goddess of divine retribution, who would arrive to restore balance, often in a swift and tragic way. Think of Icarus, flying too close to the sun with his wax wings. His hubris led to his downfall. This wasn't just a myth. It was a cultural warning. Be humble in your triumphs, because the universe has a way of reminding you of your place. Travel east, and you'll find the elegant dance of yin and yang we touched on earlier. It's a core principle not just in Taoism, but across much of Eastern philosophy. It's a visual representation of a world in constant flux. Unlike the Greek view of a sharp correction, yin and yang is about a gentle, continuous flow. When yang, the bright, active energy, reaches its peak, it naturally begins to transform into yin, the dark, passive energy, and vice versa. This isn't a punishment, it's the rhythm of life itself. The changing seasons, the cycle of the moon, our own breath, it's all part of this beautiful, endless exchange. This perspective encourages acceptance and adaptability, teaching us to ride the waves of life rather than fight against the current. In Indian religions like Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism, the concept takes an ethical turn with karma and dharma. Karma is often misunderstood in the West as a simple what goes around, comes around system of cosmic revenge. But it's far more nuanced. It's the law of cause and effect, where every action, thought, and word creates an imprint. Good actions lead to positive outcomes, and harmful actions lead to negative ones, not as a reward or punishment from a deity, but as a natural consequence. Dharma, on the other hand, is your duty, your righteous path. By living in accordance with Dharma, you generate positive karma. Together, they form an ethical ledger. Life isn't about a random seesaw of luck. It's a reflection of our own choices. Balance is something we actively create through our own moral conduct. Look to the Middle East and parts of the Mediterranean, and you'll find a fascinating social interpretation of this balance. The belief in the evil eye, or nazar. The idea is that excessive praise or envy from others can attract misfortune, disrupting your good luck. That's why you see those blue eye-shaped amulets everywhere. They are meant to deflect this negative energy and protect one's good fortune. It's a way of maintaining social equilibrium. The belief discourages boasting and encourages a certain level of humility. It's a cultural mechanism to manage the social tension that can arise from inequality in fortune, reminding everyone that luck can be fragile and should be protected. And even in the cold, rugged world of Norse mythology, we find the concept of word. Word is often translated as fate, but it's more like a complex, interconnected web of destiny. Every person, god, and giant is a thread in this cosmic tapestry. Every action you take sends vibrations throughout the web, affecting everyone else and your own future. You have the freedom to act, but you cannot escape the consequences, the ripples you create. Word isn't good or bad, it just is. It represents the interconnectedness of all things and the inescapable results of our choices. The balance here comes from understanding that every thread is part of a larger whole, and your destiny is interwoven with everything and everyone around you. From ancient myths to modern psychology, this idea of balance is everywhere. So, what does this all mean for us? Why are we so drawn to this law of balance? Whether you see it as a psychological tool, a philosophical truth, or a cosmic law, this concept serves a vital human need. It helps us manage our expectations. When things are going great, it whispers a gentle reminder to stay humble and be prepared for change. It keeps us from becoming complacent or arrogant in our success. More importantly, it offers a powerful glimmer of hope during our darkest times. When you're at rock bottom, the belief that the universe will eventually swing back in your favor can be the very thing that helps you endure. It's a promise that the pain won't last forever, that dawn will follow the night. It gives us the strength to hold on, knowing that the scales will eventually tip again. This law of balance, real or imagined, is a story we tell ourselves. It's a story that helps us navigate the unpredictable highs and lows of life, giving us a sense of order in the chaos and providing comfort, humility, and most of all, enduring hope. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this exploration of cosmic balance interesting, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the ideas that shape our world. Let me know in the comments which cultural interpretation resonated with you the most. See you next time.